Right, GoPro Rider Roundtable with a wonderful table of excellent gentlemen, of course. Michael Barnes, Josh Chisum, no introduction needed for Mr. Scott Russell, and of course, Danny Eslick. So here we got our guys at Road America, Elkhart, Lake, Wisconsin. It was your birthday yesterday.
Yep.
So I understand you guys were celebrating a little bit on the lake, having some fun?
Yeah, went out and rented a pontoon boat and cruised around Elkhart Lake and just kind of relaxed before, a little calm before the storm.
All right. So you guys have known each other in racing for quite some time. You know, share some stories with us, share some past memories, maybe some good times, maybe some bad times. Here at Road America, other tracks. Scott, Danny?
Oh, I don't know. Road America is always a fun one. It's, kind of, in a way, been kind of a home track. One of the teams I rode for a lot of years was, based out of Elkhart Lake. So, I've got a good fan following here, and, it's one of my favorite tracks. So I always enjoy coming to Road America.
All right.
You ever won here?
One on the Harley, never won on SuperBike. I think I've got a handful of second place finishes, but ask me that Sunday.
I will. I'm expecting big things from you after Daytona. What a ride that you had down there this year. That was amazing. I have a story from here. Back in the day, 1989, Jamie James was my teammate.
Back in the day.
And it really was. We were right for the Yost team, and we were 1 and 2. We were 1 and 2, and we were like a mile ahead of this guy named Rich Arnaz. He was a distant, 45 seconds behind. Last lap, we were coming down the Andretti straightaway, going into turn 5, which is a big spot for passing here, and I knew I needed to cover the inside a little bit. And Jamie just ran his front wheel in between the exhaust pipe and my swing arm, and we're 2 of the Yost bikes sliding and flying through the air, parts and pieces everywhere. Neither one of us got hurt. Neither one of us won the race either. And then this guy in 3rd place, Rich Arnaz, cruised through. Didn't even know he won the race. But that was kind of a hell of an ending, I thought, to a great weekend we had going. And turns out he ended up winning the championship by the amount of points that I lost that day. I would have won that race. I would have won the championship. But in the end, Jamie ended up winning the championship. So that was kind of a Road America story I'll never forget.
So you said you knew of this story?
Oh, I was there. I saw it. I was down there watching in turn 5. I was riding Super Sport back then and endurance, and I had almost the exact same thing happen with Sam McDonald going down into turn 5, last lap GTU race, and he was trying to come up around the outside, but I was using all the racetrack, and he wedged his wheel, just the same thing, right between the exhaust and the wheel, and he went down, and boy, it was like fire on the podium, like they were keeping us separated, and then Sam came by after the race and hopped on 4-wheeler with him, and we went and talked it out, and we're all good, been buddies ever since.
Awesome.
We've got a similar one from, it was a couple years ago, Corey West down in turn 5, same thing. Come in there and he was going to win the race on the first lap. And I'm pretty sure half of the right side of his front tire was all the way down my shoulder, hip, leg, knee, rubbed the Geico right off my leathers. Come in, all I could do was go there and high-five him because it was awesome. Neither one of us crashed, and it was good excitement. Not what I was looking for, and I think it was probably racing for championship at that point. And not what I needed to be doing, demolition derby style, but it was still pretty cool.
Josh, any great stories from America?
I've only been here a couple times, but the names they're dropping right now, like McDonald and Arnaz, it's like, man, I was like 4th grade.
I was 3 years old.
No, it's pretty cool. I didn't know Scott lost the championship that way.
Yeah.
But that's something.
I'd go dot his eye right now still.
Big old guy, though. I don't know. Well, a couple of us here, he's still out here doing it, though. You were out there racing back then and still doing it. It's pretty amazing, Mike, the career you've had. It's great to see you still out here doing it and enjoying it,
Right on. Well, a lot of good memories with all of you guys, and I remember racing Scott when I was a novice. He'd come down and try to clean up on Suzuki money down at Moroso, which is now Palm Beach International, and he just, he was a big shot and just intimidated the heck out of everybody, and I was pretty intimidated by him. We'd be going down this straightaway, and I'd be setting up like where everybody else would set up on the right side of the track, going to a left-hander, and Scott come out of these S's and just went all the way to the inside of the track. Like, you don't go over there.
There was a huge drag strip.
Yeah.
So the track's like
6 lanes wide
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
amazingly wide.
And Scott goes all the way to the inside. This bike's a little bit slower than mine, which is why I was able to be competitive with him at the time. But he's looking at me down the straightaway like that, and I'm looking at him down the straightaway like that. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's just looking at me like straight, like not even looking where he's going. And so we're approaching the brake marker, and he just kind of just heads over like that. And I'm like looking at him coming at me like, inadvertently, I'm like gonna roll off, like, what are you doing? You know, and I rolled off and he just went right in and, you know, maintained the lead at the time.
It was crazy. Let me finish the story though.
I heard it wasn't.
He didn't have
No,
enough.
wait,
He wasn't
there's
having
more.
that, you know. So there was a set. That was a good section for me down at that end. But on the other end of the track, it was came down behind the drag strip in the staging area, and it big open corner, and it got really tight to a 90-degree corner, and I think I was on a Suzuki then,
Yep.
and I was struggling to keep. This was his home track, so he was flying. And we come in there, and I saw an opportunity. I'm going to try to stuff him before we get on this long straightaway, just to slow him down and break his drive a little bit, because I needed everything I could. And I did one of those dive bomb moves, and Mike had a nice arc coming into the corner, and he just wasn't going to have any more of me messing with him. Boom! We collided, and I went down, and I remember standing on the side of the track. You know how I want to throw something at him the next time he come by. But in the end, he ended up winning the deal, and we've been best friends ever since, man. That was a great weekend.
Yep.
I've heard that story.
Yeah.
What year was that?
88?
88.
Yeah.
That's 2.
Yep.
We're going backwards now.
You just talked
And we're
about
trying to
graduating
reach-
preschool.
Yeah.
We're trying to reach out to the younger crowd. Maybe we should move. You guys talk.
I'm old too,
All right.
so.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of these guys know what a Honda Hurricane or
No.
Suzuki Katana is.
No. We sure had a lot of fun racing back in those days.
Oh, yeah.
And it's changed a lot.
But it's still the same feeling in the paddock with everybody. It's one big family, and we're all good friends for years. And you know, something happens on the racetrack, and it stays on the racetrack, and you know, we're buddies afterwards.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
so maybe
I
more.
actually saw him and Tyler hugging today, or yesterday.
Are they tongue kissing
Boy,
too?
That
You
was
know,
the day before.
Lots of love here, lots of
Yeah.
love, right? All right, guys, well, this has been great kind of catching up, getting some old stories, maybe some new stories will be created this weekend here at
Yep.
Road America. So
Yeah,
again,
thank you.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Danny Eslick, Scott Russell, Josh Chisum, and Michael Barnes. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Owned it.
Nice work.
Wait, we got to do 4 more.
Yeah. Take one.
Everybody got to give me one.